Hey guys, Mr. Abyss here with Life as a Shonen. If you're enjoying the content on our channel, go ahead and like our video and subscribe to our channel. And if you want to go ahead and get updates whenever we put out a new video, go ahead and click that little bell down there as well. Enjoy! Hey guys, it's Devil Fruit Friday. And we are here to bring you this week's feature, the Bara Bara no Mi, also known as the Chop Chop Fruit. Its user is a character called Buggy the Clown. He was the first antagonist, well, the first Devil Fruit antagonist of the entire series. Made a reappearance back in Impel Down, has played a huge part in the story from there to the end of the War at the Best. Also, other than Sanji, Non-Straw Hat, my favorite character by far. Like, I love Buggy. He's kind of like King from King from One Punch Man, in that luck seems to be more his ability than anything else. But I'll do a whole video on Buggy later on. The Chop Chop Fruit allows its user to divide its body into sections and to freely control those sections at will. This makes the user immune to being cut, but not immune to blunt force trauma. Essentially, if you go and slice the arm off, he just separates the body. And I think it's unconscious. It's not something he has to think about. Because as the blade starts to go through it, it just separates. That's why I think that even if you had hockey, it wouldn't be able to cut the user, because he's separating before there's ever a cut to be there. Hockey wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't stop you from cutting because it just happens naturally. Anyways, continuing on. The body does not have to be cut to be divided either. Buggy has been seen using this technique to shoot his limbs at enemies, kind of like a rocket punch. This usually occurs with a knife in his hand or with one coming out of his shoe. He is a clown, so he has a lot of tricky different things in his arsenal. This gives him a good mid-range attack. He also has hidden parts of his body during fights so that the enemy loses knowledge about their whereabouts, forgets where they are, and it allows him to have the option to give a sneak attack, or at any moment to throw off, like if let's say they were one-on-one hand-to-hand fighting, and his right shoulder's gone the entire time. It could be chilling out on top of a building, waiting for the perfect moment to slam in and hit its opponent. Defensively, other than already being immune to being cut, he can disperse himself into random directions to avoid blunt attacks that can actually damage him, as he did in Impel Down when him and Luffy were trying to get to the 4th floor. I think it was the, what was that thing called? The Big Chicken. It has a certain name. I'm very upset I don't remember this. I'm going to remember at the moment I'm done too. But anyways, it was a giant chicken. Every time it would slam down to peck Buggy, he would disperse his body into pieces so that no damage could actually occur, because it usually missed. There is also no scene limit so far to how small he can divide himself into slices. During the War of the Best, when he encountered Mihawk, the swordsman, greatest swordsman in the world, if you didn't know, this guy cut him into 1,000 different small slices, thinner than anything you could get at a deli. And yet he was still able to reform himself and be completely fine. I mean, he essentially just negates swordsmen. Done. You don't have to worry about them if you have the Chop Chop Fruit. The only drawback to the fruit seems to be that these body parts can only be controlled in a limited area, kind of like Law's Op Fruit, where he has that room. Buggy has a room, but you can't see it, and it's always fixed to his feet. If I remember right, in the story it said his feet had to be on the ground. But he gave them to Luffy. I guess it revolves around the feet. Wherever the feet go, the body parts are going to go with it. Now, here's how I think the Devil Fruit could be used as well. The fruit may seem weak itself, but that is because its user is not a hand-to-hand strong fighter. So it's not the case at all. For the first time in Devil Fruit Friday, I think a fruit could be best served in the front line as a one-on-one fighter, and I think a swordsman should wield it as well. Think if you were a swordsman fighting another swordsman. He's using his technique, the blocks are going, you get to that final part in the battle. He hasn't even revealed his fruit yet, where you're standing in front of him, he's standing in front of you, and you do that little anime cliche charge at each other. If the guy didn't reveal his fruit through the entire battle and just fought like normal, he could let the opponent cut him. Not be hurt at all. I mean, you would have to be a little honorless. You would have to be a little honorless to do that. But you slice through each other. He's sitting there. He thinks he has you defeated. While his back is turned, you turn around and take him out. I mean, then even if you didn't want to be sneaky about it, you'd spend the whole fight. He's unable to cut you. You have effectively put yourself as the greatest swordsman in the world because they can't hurt you. All you need is the ability to hurt them. I also think this fruit could, blow through the stratosphere if you added hockey to it. A nice dose of some observation hockey on this swordsman would allow him to know where the strikes are going to come before they get here. So you may slice his arm off, but he can take another piece of his arm and throw it right back at you. Now, this may not do much damage, but that's why you have armament hockey. If you can armament hockey his whole body and split into pieces, you have an unlimited amount of weapons at your disposal to surround the enemy with that can attack him at any point in time. Kind of like in Bleach when Byakuya would use, was it Senkai? Whatever it was called, Senkai, I think it was. Where you put that orb around you and there's a million blades that could all fly at you at once. Buggy could essentially do that with armament and observation hockey. But that's all for today, folks. I just wanted to bring to the forefront a devil fruit that I think that is better than it's actually shown to be because of the user that uses it. And make no mistake, I'm not hating on Buggy. I fucking love Buggy. I think Buggy's the cool one of the Sanji and Buggy right here. But anyways, y'all take it easy, and I'll see y'all next week.